Namaste. Welcome. This is the first of a series of 4 classes in gentle yoga on grounding. This class is entitled Presence, and this is one of the gifts that grounding creates for us. It creates the opportunity to really become present in our life as we ground down and drop out of our thinking mind more into the heart, the feeling body, into the senses, the experiencing body, more into the here and now. So grounding creates presence, and it's through our quality of presence, our willingness to be here and now with what is, that we can experience true connection with ourself, with the moment, with other people. We've all experienced when we run the storyline, we have a narrative that our mind is running over reality that's before us. That's very disconnecting. It's us only feeling ourselves and only hearing ourselves and only connecting with ourselves. So grounding helps us stop that cycle of overthinking, brings us down into our body where true connection can occur. So our class today will be simple, as the focus will be about being with what is. So we're not going to experience a lot of complexity through the asanas. The asanas will be straightforward, and instead we will beautify the asanas by bringing to our simplified asana practice this quality of grounded presence. So we'll begin. In Sukhasana, easy pose, sitting on a bolster. I've got a bolster here underneath. It's good to elevate the hips. Or you can sit on the floor if that's your practice. That's fine too. Let your hands come onto the knees. And today, let's put the palms up. You can have the fingers all extended, or you can touch the index finger and the thumb together. This is the classical mudra for meditation. It does help to focus the mind. It's Jnana mudra. It has many names. Chin mudra. Let the eyes close. Find your breath. As we take these moments here at the very beginning of our practice to create some distance between our mundane life and the movement of our daily interactions, into the sacredness of the single focus of our practice. And letting that single focus in this moment be breath awareness. So fully feeling each inhale moving in, fully feeling every exhale going out. Bringing that to the forefront of your attention. Now feeling your connection to the earth through the legs, through the feet, through the buttocks, and grounding down into that connection, that foundation. The awareness dropping down from the mind into the body like how a feather floats to the earth. It's effortless and causes no harm. So just allowing yourself to land in your body, your awareness to land and ground into the body and into the moment. We'll bring the palms to touch at heart center. If it's natural and right for you, fingertips can rise to forehead. Perhaps you carry within your own heart an intention for your own grounding. Letting that intention strengthen and become clear as you breathe with it now. Exhaling, the hands return to the heart and the eyes softly open. From this space, release your hands down. With an inhale, sweep the arms out and up. Look to the thumbs overhead. Palms touch, and you exhale, draw the hands down through the central channel, releasing the hands out to the side. Again, inhale, just like you're opening up to receive that intention. Exhaling, hands release, down midline. We'll take one more, inhaling, arms out and up. Exhale, hands come down through center here, and then reach your hands out onto the earth. So now grounding down through hands as well. Let your head drop. Let your spine round. As the head drops, there's a C curve that happens in the spine. And send your intention, your grounding, your connection to earth down through the hands. The hands are related to the heart. If you have a prayer of healing for the earth, now you can send that healing prayer from your heart out through the energy centers in the palms and give that gift to the earth. Stay with this for a few breaths. And from here, we'll slowly walk up. Excellent. Okay. Sliding off of your bolster and coming into tabletop. With the wrists under the shoulders and the knees under the hips. On your inhale, let the belly drop, tailbone and heart lift, look forward. And with your exhale, reverse it, spine to the sky. So as you continue this journey through your cat-cow, feeling your connection to the earth through the hands, through the knees, through the tops of the feet, moving through the spine, from tailbone to crown of head. And making this simple movement profound by bringing your grounded awareness to it. One more inhale. And now on your exhale, finding that neutral spine, press your hands into the floor to shift the hips actively back onto the heels. Forehead comes down. Arms are extended. Forearms are lifted. And breathing deeply here. Let your forehead go. Feeling the connection of your forehead to the earth and imagining through this third eye, this eyebrow center, that you can release any unwanted thoughts, any busyness from the head, from the mind. The breath becoming ever more generous and ever more unhurried. Walking your hands off to the right side. Stack your left hand on top of right. Head drops down. Lean into your left side.
Press your left hip to your back wall and inhale deeply through this whole left side body here. Feeling fully into that length from the armpit to the hip. Feeling on the inhale that stretch through the rib bones. And with your next inhale, coming back through center
and to the other side. So right hand will stack on top of the left.
Letting the head drop down, sending your right hip behind you, breathing into right side body. Beautiful, full breathing. Letting everything slow down.
And walking back through center. Again, let's find tabletop once more. Coming up to tabletop now. Pressing down into the hands, draw your front ribs in firmly into your body here and send your right leg up and back. So balancing table. Notice a tendency for the right hip to lift. Keep dropping that right hip down and lift your right heel nice and high. Now press down into the right hand, reach your left arm forward. The gaze is down to the floor and you're holding your hand as if you're shaking someone's hand. So feel steadiness here, feel strength here. Use your breath a lot. As we're warming up this body, we'll take an inhale and then exhale, elbow and knee to touch, arching spine to ceiling, head drops down. Inhale, lengthen out. Exhale, curl and round in. Again, inhale, lengthen out. We'll exhale, curl and hold, hugging that knee and elbow in towards the belly button, squeezing your right heel towards the buttock, breathing, and release back to tabletop. Sway the hips from side to side and release any tension. All right, firm up your tabletop in the center here. Front ribs knitted, arms strong. Left leg lifts, but not the left hip. Keep lifting the heel, but dropping that left hip down. Weight shifts into left hand as right arm comes forward, shaking that imaginary person's hand here. Use your Ujjayi breath, your ocean breathing. Exhale, elbow and knee come together, spine arches. Inhale, lengthen out. Exhale, curl in. Inhale, lengthen. Last one, exhale, curl in, hold, squeezing everything up against gravity. And release back to tabletop. Again, sway the hips side to side, release. As we come back to center, send your right arm up to the sky, letting your right shoulder stack. We'll exhale, dive the right arm through, threading the needle, but not placing it down onto the floor. So exhale like someone's pulling on your hand, and inhale, send that arm up. Exhale, dive through. Inhale, it goes up last time. Now exhale, dive the right arm through. Keep your hips above the knees as you bring your right ear down onto the floor. Pressing down into your left hand, just above the right wrist. And really press down into that hand to accentuate the twist here. Breathe as fully as you can. Let the head relax. No strain in the neck. And pressing into the left hand, coming back to center. Angry cat, hip shift forward of the knees, press into the hands, arch the spine up, head drops.
breathing right into the space between the shoulder blades. Returning to neutral. Left arm comes up, big inhale. Twist to open the spine. Exhale, dive left arm through, but don't place it onto the mat yet. Just send it out to the side. Inhale, reach it up to sky. Exhale, dive through. One more time, inhale it up. Now, exhale and dive it through. Left ear down onto the mat. Right hand pressing into the floor, helping to find that twist in the spine. Breath steady and generous and full. Honoring the ground here again. So much of our body still in contact with the earth. Last exhale. And we'll press into right hand, revolving back to your tabletop position. Toes tuck, hips lift up and back. So now we begin to move away a little bit more from the ground, but we still have hands down and feet down in our downward facing dog. The knees bend, bicycle out the legs, let your head hang heavy, and just explore with full awareness, with full attention, with full presence into this posture, into this body, into this moment. We'll take several more breaths here, moving intuitively. Now you'll walk your feet towards your hands and take your feet nice and wide. With the feet wide, the knees can be bent here. They can even bend quite a bit. For our ragdoll, hands reach for opposite elbows. The head is hanging down. Now we've taken our hands away from the floor. Our only connection to earth now is the feet. So let your weight shift front to back and feel that connection to earth through the feet as you shift the weight and awaken the feet. Now move a bit side to side. And you can also start to sway the torso a bit side to side, letting one knee bend and then the other, or both knees bending, or both knees straightening. Again, there's an intuitiveness here, a rhythm, and a pace that feels really right in your own body in this moment. We'll bring the left fingertips down to the floor under the face. Bend your left knee really deeply. Inhale, right arm sweeps up, twisting and breathing. So you can look up to the ceiling or you can look forward to the horizon. Wherever you're looking, straightening that right leg, trying to breathe long through the spine. And we'll exhale, right hand down. It will replace the left hand. Right knee bends deeply and left arm sweeps up. Again, going for length in the spine. Each breath an opportunity to feel your body fully. And exhale, release that hand down as well. All right, knees bend deeply. Exhale, breath fully. We'll roll up one vertebrae at a time. On your inhale, come on up. Lots of inhale to prevent dizziness. And give yourself the opportunity to really pause at the top. A few breaths here while any potential dizziness subsides. We'll come into mountain. So at the top of your mat, the feet are spread nice and wide.
The outer edges of the feet parallel to the outer edges of your mat. Toes are spreading. Feeling that nice grounding. Once again, lean forward and back. Finding that good solid connection. Lean side to side, feeling the outside and inside edges of the feet. All right, and hands release at the sides. Attention moves down through the feet now into the earth. Eyes can close or eyes can be slightly opened and focused to help your balance. Breathing here. Palms touch at the heart. Samastitihi. Press the thumbs into the breastbone and have a sense of lifting the heart up into the thumbs. Collarbones broad, shoulder blades down the back. Remembering your intention, perhaps, letting the fingertips once more rise to the forehead. And as the hands return to the heart, that intention is enlivened with every breath and circulated throughout the cells of the body. Letting the eyes softly open and the hands release down. Send your feet together. Right hand onto the hip, left arm reaches up. Big inhale. Exhale, lean to the right. Press down through your left foot and use your right hand to really press into your hip to give yourself a little support here. Notice any tendency to collapse in the chest. We want to press the left shoulder blade to the back wall, almost like the heart is trying to look up to the sky. Even as we make this lateral stretch, there's a bit of opening through the chest. Breathing from that left foot all the way through the left fingertips, your whole left side body awakening, enlivening with every breath. We'll inhale back to center. Exhale, release. Left hand to hip. Inhale, sweep the right arm up. Straight up. And then exhale, leaning to the side, pressing your right foot down, reaching the right fingertips overhead, pressing that right shoulder blade back a bit. Now we want to keep the tricep side of this arm wrapping toward the face and keep that arm nice and straight. And it's like we're trying to lift the chest and the spine up out of the hips so that there's length here. Lots of breath. And then we'll come back to center. Very good. Hands to hips. Now shift the weight into the right toes. Bring your left foot into tree. So Vriksasana, you might stay more grounded today and keep your toes on the floor. You might bring your foot to the calf. You may be able to bring the foot to the inner thigh or heel to the groin. It does not matter in the least. We're going to send the right arm up. And again, lean to the left. So it's a tree pose with a lean here. Same things apply, but a little bit more complex here. So we're still pressing down into the right foot and getting that length through whole right side body, pressing left hand into hip, balancing though on one leg to make it happen. Grounding is really easy to access or not through standing balance postures. Tree pose has a way of exhibiting our ability to feel grounded or not. Let's come back to center and release your leg down. Give it a shake. All right. Left toes spread. Right foot into position. So finding Vriksasana, your tree pose on this side, it may be the same, it may not be the same. Right hand to the hip, left arm comes up. Inhale, go up first, and then start to lean towards that bent knee. And breathe into whole left side body here. One more breath. Good. Nice. Releasing out of this. Let's take the feet nice and wide. So you may need to turn sideways on your mat now. Have the outer edges of your feet parallel to the outer edges of your mat. And let's pay attention to the feet today since our theme is on grounding. What are the feet doing in this posture? A lot of times what happens is we dump. We dump into the outer ankle. I'm exaggerating it here, but you can see how my outer ankles are kind of puffy and it looks like the weight is on the outside of my foot while the inside arch of my foot is really lifted. So we actually want to resist dumping too much into that outer ankle. So see if you can firm the inner ankles, the outer ankles rather, in to the midline, yeah, and then spread the toes nice and wide, just like we did in our Tadasana. Now firm the thighs, lift the kneecaps, and now we have very strong awakened legs. Strong through the feet, strong through the ankles, strong through the thighs. Hands on the hips. Let's inhale, lift the chest, open front body. And as you exhale, fold forward like you're folding over a bar, just hinging from the hips. Hands come onto blocks, hands can come onto floor. Now, even now in this forward fold, don't lose the integrity of the ankles. Keep pressing those outer ankles into the midline. Notice any tendency to just get really saggy in that outer ankle joint. And instead, try to find greater strength and engagement in the legs just for today. Breathing steadily here. Shift your weight forward into the ball of the foot. We want to keep the heel rooted, but the weight is definitely leaning to the front of the foot. And as you shift that weight forward, you feel the two sitting bones lift up to the sky. Now again, lift up on your kneecaps, engage your quads, and feel how that helps you access your hamstrings in a really deep and beautiful way. Breathing into this back body. Good. We'll come up halfway. Inhaling here, spine parallel to floor. Yep. Exhale, come back down. This time, hands reach for opposite elbows, just like we did in Ragdoll. And purposefully sway your body from side to side like a pendulum. Do this without a lot of momentum. So it's a controlled swing, a slow, controlled swing. And as you move from side to side, notice any tendency to shift and sit back into the heel. Try to keep the weight forward in the ball of the foot. And feel what happens in the hips and the hamstrings as we move side to side. Excellent. Back to center. Right hand under the face. Inhale, left arm comes up. Take a spinal twist. Lengthening through the crown of the head and the tailbone, stacking left shoulder on top of right. Notice if your right hip is dropping down intensely. Give some energy to lift your right hip up, even while you're stacking your left shoulder. So we create those muscular opposing actions in the body to deepen our experience. One last breath in. And then exhale, please. Left hand comes down. Right arm sweeps up. And same thing, your left hip will want to drop down immediately, and it's okay. It's fine to let it do that. And it's also fine to give it some energy to lift it up to the sky and find a little bit more activation in the posture. It just depends on what your personal intention is for your practice tonight. Sometimes it's good to give a little more energy to the asanas. Sometimes it's good to not give so much energy and take a more restful approach, but only you know what's right for your body in this moment. Last breath in. Good. We'll exhale and release down. So we'll inhale up halfway. Exhale, the knees bend deeply, hands to hips, belly to spine, strong core as you come up with a flat back. And heel toe the feet together, step to the top of your mat and shake out the legs a bit. Shake out the feet. There can be some, we were working pretty strongly into that ankle joint there, so it might be good to shake those feet out a bit. All right, I'm going to turn to the side so you can see me, but you might be just at the top of your mat. We're going to come into tree again. So weight into the right foot this time and bring your left foot into position for tree pose. All right, so this time Rather than keeping the left hand on the hip, bring your left hand down, palm faces out to the inside of the thigh or the knee. Right arm is going to come up just like we did before, but now you're going to press your hand into your leg and revolve the torso open more into a twist. Breathing here, steady your gaze. Steady the gaze. Keep your eyes focused on a single point and don't let them move. That will help your balance. So we're just slowly increasing the intensity or the challenge to our sense of grounding. And we'll get into this a lot more next week when we explore roots and extension, what it means to root down and extend out of that grounding and rooting. But we're just getting a little taste of it today. One more breath. Good. Exhale and release. Shake out that leg, place it onto the floor, left toes spread. Bring the right heel in any position that you wish for tree pose on this side. Right hand, palm faces out, so you're pressing the back of your hand against the knee or inner thigh. Left arm up, and then leaning towards your knee, but also pressing away with your arm and twisting the spine. So you're using the arm pressing against the inside of the knee to help direct your left shoulder back towards the wall behind you. And back to center. Nicely done. All right, shake out your leg. Hands to the heart, Samasthiti. Grounding down through the feet. Find your steady breath. Feel your connection to earth. The fullness of your awareness here in this moment in your body. This is a gift that you give yourself to be fully here with yourself. Exhale, release the hands down. Half sun salutation. Inhale, sweep the arms out and up. Look to the thumbs. Exhale, fold forward and down. Hands can come onto the shins or the mat. We'll inhale up halfway. Exhale, fold. Nice and deep. Neck and head soft and relaxed. Inhale all the way up. Sweep the arms out and up. Look to the hands. And exhale, hands around to heart. 2 more of these. Inhale, sweep arms out and up. So let there be no hurry at all. Exhale, swan dive. Enjoy the journey down to earth, touching earth, connecting with hands and feet. Inhale, come up just halfway. Send your heart to horizon. Exhale again, bowing to earth. And all the way up. Strong legs, strong spine. Gazing up to thumbs. Exhale, hands around to heart. Last one. Inhale, arms sweep out. Exhale, dive forward and down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart. And again, another tree. Right toe spread, left foot comes into position. This time, hands to heart, more familiar perhaps. Send the arms up with a big inhale. But now we're going to sway our tree from side to side. So with both arms overhead, it's as if we're blowing in the wind here. So you really need to focus your gaze, focus your breath, find your balance, move with steadiness, with slowness, with grace. And coming back to center, palms touch. Exhale, hands down through the heart and release. Shake out that leg. Okay, other side. Right foot comes into position. Inhale the arms up. And when you feel ready, start to gently sway your body side to side with lots of breath. And it's okay to fall out too. And come back to center. Palms touch, exhale. Hands to heart and hips, and we'll release. All right, on our way to the floor, send the arms up. Exhale, fold forward and down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step back, downward facing dog. We'll take about 5 breaths or so here in our down dog. So the feet are hips distance apart, the heels hiding a bit behind the ankles. Press your thigh bones to the back wall. Then spread your fingers wide and note if you're just pressing into the heel of your hand, try to distribute that weight evenly all the way out through the fingertips. Get that wrist some support by distributing and using the strength of the fingers in your grounded connection through the hands in down dog. Head is totally soft. All right, let's exhale and bring the knees forward and down onto the mat. Shift the hips forward of the knees. So we have a knees down plank here, a little bit of core strength and activation. Take a breath in and exhale, the elbows bend, and we slowly release our whole body down to the earth. Tops of the feet on the floor, feet hips distance apart or so. Hands are down by the hips, forehead comes to the mat. Let's just pause here. Backs of the hands on the floor. Connect with your breath. Now press down through the toenails and the tops of the feet. So the knees are lifted up off the floor. Legs are strongly engaged. Send your tailbone down towards the heels, putting our cobra tail down. We'll inhale, lift the head and the shoulders up. Keep the feet down for now. Feel that strength of the spine as you lift the torso up away from the earth. Let's exhale and release down. And again, inhale, lifting just the head and shoulders. Toes on the mat for now. Exhale, release down. One last time. Come on up on your inhale. And exhale all the way down. Now this time we'll come up, head and chest, feet and thighs. Squeeze and stay here. Several breaths. Gaze down to the mat so the back of the neck is nice and long. Feel that strength of your back body resisting gravity's pull down towards the earth. Last breath. Good. Release down. Turn your head to the side, one ear on the mat, and send your breath like a balloon into the lower back and belly. I'm feeling the spike in the heart rate and in the breath rate. These are natural benefits of back bending, which has a very inspiring and energizing effect on the body. Bring your forehead back to the floor. Activate the legs just like before, but bend the elbows. Bring the hands under the shoulders. So you've got the fingertips lined up with the tops of the shoulders. Feet are going to stay on the floor again. Inhale, lift the head and chest and only press into your hands about 25%. So just using about 25% of the strength of your arms, feeling that incredible, wonderful squeeze into the lumbar spine. Exhale, release down. Keep your hands where they are. Forehead touches the earth. Release the legs. Take a breath. Activate your legs again. Sending that tailbone down towards the heels. We'll inhale and come up into another baby cobra here, Bhujangasana, but maybe about 50% of your arm strength. So coming up just a little bit higher and having a sense of drawing the palms of your hands to the back of your mat. Pubic bone must remain on the floor.
Do not overpower your lower back with the strength of your arms. One more breath. Good, and we'll release down. Ear to the mat, hands back by the hips, bend the knees, and windshield wiper the feet side to side as you breathe deeply into the belly and lower back. Rolling over onto the back. Constructive rest. So your feet are on the mat, the knees are lifted. Here you'll need 1 or 2 blocks. So bringing those blocks, a stack of 1 or 2, under the hips. Lift the hips and slide the blocks for supported bridge pose. Here we have the blocks underneath the bony part of the sacrum in the lower back. Let's have the hands down by the hips and just take a few breaths, allowing our body to ground into this connection and relationship with the floor. Send your right knee into the chest, just lifting it into the chest. Straighten your left leg out towards the floor. Left arm comes up overhead. If you want to grab onto your right knee, you sure can, but you don't need to. You can grab onto the right knee and draw it in towards the armpit if you like. Now reaching through left fingertips and reaching through the heel of the foot, so we're flexing that foot like we're kicking it into a wall. Breathe into this whole left side body. I know we could stay there all day. This one feels so, so good. Well, we are going to have to switch sides. Let your right foot come down. Your left knee comes in. If you like, reach for that left knee with the hand. Straighten your right leg out and reach the right arm overhead. And then lengthen through those 5 right fingers and press out through the right heel and breathe into right side body. Okay, we'll release down from this as well. Pressing into the feet, lift the hips and slide the blocks out from under. Roll your spine down vertebrae by vertebrae onto the floor. Bring the soles of the feet together, knees out to the side, supine, butterfly, arms overhead in the same diamond shape. So the palms together, or the hands together, fingers together, and the elbows bend. Close the eyes, feeling that wonderful arching of the lower back up away from the floor. Much of our body connected to the floor here. Let yourself relax down into those points. Now we'll press into the feet, lift the knees up, and hug them in. Rock a bit side to side. That wonderful massage of your backside down into the mat. Be completely attentive to it. The weight of your head heavy onto the floor. And back to center. Left ankle crosses over the right knee for figure four stretch. Hands interlace around the thigh or maybe the shin. Keep your left foot flexed and use your arms to pull your right knee in. You pull the knee in towards the midline of the body and breathe fully, sweetly into that left hip. Keeping the jaw relaxed, welcoming in the stillness and the simplicity of this posture, and greeting that stillness and simplicity with full presence. Last full breath, and we'll release. Legs up to the sky. Give them a little shake. Point and flex of the feet, bending of the knees. And we'll take happy baby from here. So bending both the knees, hands reaching for the outer edges of the feet, ankles lifted above the knees, rock side to side with this. Eventually come to center, hold stillness. Use any amount of arm strength to pull the knees down towards the floor while keeping your tailbone rooted towards the floor as well. So we're trying to press the tailbone down. Now lengthen through the crown of the head as if you could flatten the curve of your neck down onto the mat. Of course, we will never do this. But the intention here is to lengthen through the crown of the head, press the tailbone down, and also get those knees towards the earth. And we'll release into figure four on the other side. So right ankle crosses over the knee, hands wrap around thigh or shin, and we'll settle in here for several mindful, purposeful breaths to release in the right hip. A couple more breaths here. Make them count. And we'll release legs up to the sky, just like before. Give them a little shake, a vigorous shake if you want, circling the ankles, pointing and flexing, bending the knees. Now this time supine butterfly. So we'll bring the soles of the feet together and reach our hands around, holding on to the feet. So we do this all the time sitting up, but not so often do we do it lying on our backs. Draw the heels down and in towards the belly button. So we're using our arm strength and actively press your knees away from the shoulders. So we're creating a little push-pull between the arms, drawing the feet in towards the belly button and the knees actively pressing away. You should feel a good stretch and release into the groin and inner thigh, as well as other possibilities. Enjoying the full support that the floor and ground is providing for us with our heads relaxed, our torsos relaxed and supported. There's a lot less effort required from this perspective as opposed to when we do this posture sitting up. Good. Release your feet down wide on the mat and windshield wiper the knees side to side at a leisurely pace. We're on our way to Shavasana, so letting everything get even slower. Through this whole practice, we've been working on slowing, but now we're going to come to the ultimate stillness. Let your legs stretch out. Knees can be over a bolster. I recommend that if you have lower back issues. Or you can also lie flat onto your mat, palms face up, press down into the arms for a moment. See if you can bring the shoulder blades together and down in the back and feel that nice sense of space across the collarbones. And let the eyes close. Back of the head heavy to the floor. Shoulder blades, backs of the arms and hands heavy to the floor. Spine and hips heavy to the floor. Thighs and calves heavy to the floor. And the feet heavy to the floor. Let your weight sink down and down into the floor. I will stay with you and call you out of this relaxation when it's time. So for now, let yourself go fully. Rest deeply. Okay, let's begin to deepen the breath. And letting that breath strengthen and awaken. Movements now in the fingers and the toes, in the arms and the legs. With a delicious motion, the arms come up overhead and you'll stretch long through the whole spine and body. Please take your time, roll to one side, and taking even more time, come up and find your seat. As we sit, palms face down this time, hands on the knees. Let the eyes close. Noticing in this moment what has shifted through your practice. Feeling an inner sense of greater calm and ease. A sense of feeling more fully yourself. And perhaps also an awareness of a connection to something greater beyond yourself. As we learn over time through our practice to grant ourselves the grace of presence, we find that our ability to be present with and to others also increases. And we notice positive shifts in our relationships with others. As we're better able to be present to and love ourselves, we're better able to be present to and love others. This is the importance of grounding. Grounding for the potential of presence to move into and through our lives. Palms touch at the heart center. We'll seal our class with our shared closing chant. Please exhale. We'll inhale together. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. By the light and the love of the truth, for the happiness and the healing of all beings, everywhere in all the realms seen and unseen, we offer and dedicate the merits of our practice for the benefit of all that is, all that was, and all that ever will be. And so it is. Thank you.